we are making a transition from rule to role plus. Role plus. Why I am saying role plus? Because rules can never be banished from public administration or corporate administration. Rules have to be there. But understanding the role which the Karmayogi movement in Gujarat accomplished very well is very important. Now, for that, I think our profession, by training, by endowment, by DNA, it has people of very different strengths. So I would like to put civil servants into five buckets so that appropriate role can be given to them. This is my little original thinking, but I think that kind of identification of individual for appropriate role is going to be critical if the mission is to be fulfilled. I think first type, and which dominates the service, is very expressionist or articulate type. Somebody like, you just heard one of them. Person perfectly articulates the thoughts, and they can master any topic quickly and they can go to the essence. That is the first type. They are a kind of quite a dominant group. Then second type is those who are management type, who go into very great detail, nitty gritty of things. They master huge amount of data and they apply decision science to take a decision. Yes, there are people like that. They are very suitable for a department like agriculture, which is very different landscape in every state. Every state is so different. So there you need mastery over details, not so much nice articulation, but mastery and analytical decision for each situation. Then there is the third group, which is scientist type. They can analyze any scientific issue, controversy, complexity, like COVID is a scientific complexity. It has virology, it has modeling, it has this, that, it has treatment, everything is quite involved in multiple branches of science. So we have also people with very good scientific understanding. I am not saying temper. Temper is rather normal thing, but deep understanding of science. And there are other two buckets, which is very important. The fourth bucket consists of people who have tremendous empathy for the poor, for the handicapped, for the downtrodden. They are extremely valuable in civil service. Like you see, we had a spectacle of migration of migrant labor, migrant workers. Now, that was a question of empathy. What could have made a better scenario of things? Then we have the fifth bucket, which is extremely in short supply, but they are people who really do not compromise. Nothing can tempt them. They are beyond worldly temptation. There are few. Now, this group is also very important for civil service. If you are going to have somebody of the director of revenue intelligence or CBI, you need people of that stature. People who will not compromise, whose ethical standard will be gold standard, who will leave the job rather than do something erroneous. So these kind of, unfortunately, our career pattern has gone wrong. Here, first 12-13 years, people do work, but that work, 12-15 years, is not evaluated like placing them in appropriate bucket, what they will be most fit. And this role dynamic that government of India is now trying to introduce, I think this understanding of individual civil servant and guiding them to flourish in specific department, specific function is going to be very important. I want to add a few more words. This movement is definitely extremely desirable. I am all for it. Actually, personally also I am indebted not only as an IAS officer, but when I came to Adani group, initially I was in the environment function. I brought this element of Chintan Shivir in Adani Foundation. See, I would be very candid. Like in environment, people, if they can do, even good companies, if they can do namesake compliance of conditions, of MOEF, etc., they do namesake. But I changed that mandate. I wanted to say that go to the spirit of the condition and let us do. So then when I came to Adani Foundation, I started Chintan Sivir. Of course, we are no match, no comparison with the 46,000 government GOI, but we are 300. But still we need to think together and we need to develop teamwork. We need to synergize. So these are extremely valuable value propositions of Karma Yogi. It brings cohesion of thought, unity. It, it develops moral courage. You see, many of the good things that we see in India today, like district, 1 point district service center in various states now we have district. That idea originated from Gujarat. It originated from a presentation by a district officer. When he presented the idea, we all knew that it is going to be a game changer. Before that, another lady officer gave the idea that in the village level, if we can have, in those days internet was not so developed. She was in Bhavnagar district, a little remote, but she said if we can put all the records on computer, and if there is an internet, and if we can transmit, access to people will all increase. That idea is now also accepted in many states, e-village, e-gram, so to say. So I would say Gujarat has immensely benefited from and it was all Honorable Prime Minister's own thinking. This here we did not possibly, nobody could have advised to start like that. We used to have meeting, but then its character was totally different. So I would say government of India being very big, it has to do lot of structuring. Like, yeah, initially maybe all secretaries, but then secretaries should take lead, individual ministers should take lead. They should meet the department from under secretary to secretary, or scientific institutions like for agriculture, ICR. So this way, a thinking will emerge that as a unit functioning for the benefit of farmers, or for the benefit of tribals, or for the benefit of IT professionals, IT industry, how do we operate? What is the roadmap for next 5 years, next 10 years? The distilled understanding will come from these Chintan Shivits and various other elements which are there in this Karma Yogi mission. And I sincerely wish it will be all success. It will be extremely valuable. Even if it can accomplish 20% of what it is planning to do, I bet after 10 years, you will see a substantial difference. After 10 years, I may not be very active, but you can rest assured that even 20-25% result will be great. We have seen that change happening amongst our district collectors. The kind of program that officers used to take, like there is a very well-known structure which is of historical importance. Collector will raise small amounts of fund and try to refurbish it and make it a heritage site. It will become a tourist spot. Now, this kind of initiative came from collectors. So they were freed from the bondage of rules. IAS, we have always suffered that we cannot take any contribution to it for even a public cause. It was not possible because of our rules, strict rules. But when once you liberate them to do for a good cause, many good things happen. So I am very optimistic that, sir, this will be very, very useful instrument. It has multiple benefits. I can go on for hours, changing mindsets, personal development. See, many of us, Goel Saab, many of us had forgotten yoga after Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration. Can you believe it? We had forgotten because of the stress of job, running around day in. I have been in three districts. So the stress was so much, we have forgotten. I have been relief commissioner. But this Karma Yogi again brought physical yoga to us. That pranayam, that little bit, physical exercise in the morning, immense benefit. So I pray to God that this venture succeed. I sincerely pray. Thank you very much.